Member for Surrey Newton.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, we have all been struck by the images of catastrophic wildfires in Alberta. Our minds, our hearts, our sympathies are with those who are affected and the first responders for doing a great job there. But, Madam Speaker, that should also serve us a warning to act to prevent, right here in BC, that kind of devastation from happening. This year already, BC has twice as many fires and 3 times the area affected compared to last year. This BC government has had warnings in the past of BC facing such catastrophic fires, but they chose to ignore them. After 2003 Kelowna wildfire, a well-regarded film report urged the government to clean up the forest around communities to prevent those kind of wildfires from jumping into cities and towns. The report identifies 685,000 hectares around those communities at high risk need immediate cleanup, Madam Speaker. In estimates, the minister admit that only 10% of that high-risk area has been cleaned, only 10% after 12 years. Madam Speaker, my question to the minister is this: why has the government chosen to ignore those warnings and thus put communities at greater risk to these type of catastrophic wildfires right here in BC?
Minister for Forest Lands and Natural Resource Operations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And firstly, I'll disagree with the member opposite that we have not ignored the issue. I will agree with the member opposite that we are all watching the situation in Fort McMurray. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the community, everybody dealing with the circumstances there, and the great work, because this is when you see communities come together and respond, and we see that happening with the people of Alberta and support coming from across the country. And I will recognize the great work that our wildfire service is doing currently in the Peace River, facing very, very significant challenges. They're on the front lines in the Peace River, keeping communities and assets safe in the Peace River. We have not ignored the issue. $78 million in investment through the Strategic Wildfire Interface Program with UBCM and in partnership with First Nations and local communities. We added $10 million to that program this year, and we've also invested $85 million in a new program in the Forest Enhancement Society, Forest Enhancement Program, to address wildfire mitigation and risk across the landscape. That's a significant investment that we're making, continuing to protect communities, continue to protect assets in this province, and we can make that investment because we have the physical capacity to do it, because on this side of the House we get to yes on economic development and resource development in Britain.